Welcome along everyone, muddy time. You ever been riding along, looking at your Speedo, thinking, something's not quite right. You know, my Speedo says I'm doing 100 k's an hour, but it doesn't feel like I'm doing 100 k's an hour. So I've decided to get my mountain bike GPS Speedo out and have a bit of a look. Check and measure what it's actually saying. And as you can see by now, my Speedo is incorrect. So my suspicions are right, that my Speedo is out. What can we do about this? Why is it out? These are great questions. Why is it out? Could be because I've changed my sprockets. I've changed the gear ratios on my bike, which then throws my Speedo out. Could be that I've changed tyres. I've gone from road tyres to knobby tyres, different tyre size. So there's all sorts of reasons. Most bikes from factory are out. So even from the showroom floor, your Speedo may not be quite correct. So that comes down to either trying to remember how much my Speedo's out. I know this Speedo's out roughly 10%. So I've got to try and figure that out, try and keep that in my mind every time I ride this bike. That sounds like a lot of hard work. I've got a better solution for you, a more permanent solution. Let me show you what I've done to my bike. Let's head back to the garage and I'll go through it with you. So what can we do? What's the permanent solution to having a Speedo that's not reading correct? We get one of these. It's called a Speedo healer. It's made by a company called Tech Electronics. And it's a little box. And basically, you correct your Speedo with that. You calibrate it, you set it, you forget it. Now, these things, I just looked them up online basically, quite cheap. It was $140 delivered Australian, and that's with the wiring loom. So you buy the Speedo healer, and then you buy the wiring loom to suit your particular bike. So I just looked up my year and model, and you order that wiring loom to come with your Speedo healer. So all up, 140 bucks. Got it delivered and pretty quick and easy to install. So the first thing you'll need to find is your Speedo connection. So I basically looked at the gearbox on my bike, followed the wiring up, and just under my tank, just under here under my tank, I found the connection for the Speedo. So I put the bike on a center stand, spun the back wheel, Speedo works. Disconnected that, spun the back wheel, Speedo wasn't working. So I knew I had the right plug. So you just basically plug this new cable that you buy into your Speedo, and it'll run as per normal. To calibrate it, you need to now figure out how much your Speedo is out by. So by using the mountain bike Speedo that you saw on my handlebars and having someone follow me in a car with a GPS on their dash and setting the speed, we worked out that my Speedo is out by 10.4 kilometers per hour. So how we calibrate it from here is you need to use the Tech app. Let me show you how that works. So there's this app that you use, and there's a couple of different ways that you can calibrate it. You can calibrate it by going, the original gear ratio is, say, as an example, is a 14 tooth front and a 39 rear. I've changed it to have, say, a 15 front or a 12 front and a 55 or 50 rear or whatever it happens to be. You can punch in your tyre sizes. So my original tyre sizes were a, say for argument's sake, the front was a 100 by 90 by 21. I'm now running a 90 by 80 21 inch. So you can use all that information. The other way that you can do it is the way that I've done it, is use a precise measurement. So a precise measurement, all I need to do is put in here is what was the Speedo on my motorcycle, 100 k's an hour. What was the actual GPS telling me? Well, it was actually telling me that my bike, we worked it out, that I was doing 89.6 k's an hour. So that tells me I'm out by 10.4 k's an hour, which works out to be 10.4%. So I'm going to calibrate my bike at 10%. So that's going to give me 0.4 up my sleeve. Doesn't sound like much, but 0.4%, it's almost half a k an hour. And basically all I need to do now is generate it now tells me step by step how to program it. And I'll put the phone down so I can do this. So turning my motorcycle on. Now all I've got to do is press both buttons until the L is indicated on my Speedo healer. So I hold both buttons. L comes up. Now I press set repeatedly until this light is blinking, which it is. And I press SEL to proceed to the first digit. Then I press the next button, set, until 1 comes up, which I've now got. Now that I've got the 1, I press the next button again to proceed to the next one, which is 0, which I've got. So I can press that same button again. And this is now going to do the next one, which is 0. Now it's going to tell me that I am set at 0.0. So 10%. Now that it is set, that is all I need to do. So that is now calibrated 10%, or whatever your bike happens to be. Set it, forget it. Now I'll go do another test ride, make sure that it's reading correct, and that's it. That's how you set a Speedo healer. It also has another function, which is another loom I've got tucked away. This one here is, say, if you want to do a track day or something like that, and you want to get rid of your bike top end speed limiter. So say, for argument's sake, your bike is an R1, Jex 1000, whatever. A lot of those bikes have a speed limiter in there. They won't go over 299 k's an hour. Well, you're going to be hooking down the straight at Phillip Island at 330 k's an hour, but your bike can't do that. So by pressing that button, it takes away your top end limiter. Once you finish your track day, you can put it back on so that when you're back out on the road, it's back to that speed limiter. So it has a couple of little functions like that, and a few more bits and pieces. But the main thing I'm just going to use it for is just for calibrating my Speedo. Let's take it for a ride, see how it looks now.
So what you'll notice now, everyone, is as I'm cruising along, the Speedo and my GPS are now pretty much in sync. I've noticed this little GPS unit I use, it's meant for mountain bikes, so it does lag a little bit. There's a bit of cloud cover around today, so that affects it. But I've tested this extensively over a period of time to make sure it was spot on. So now I know when I'm sitting on 100 k's an hour, I'm actually sitting on 99.6. So I know I've got that sort of half a k an hour up my sleeve. Pretty close, pretty good. Much better than the original 10% it was out. So that's how you fix a digital Speedo on a motorcycle and get your calibration right. When you do this, I strongly recommend that you test it quite a few times. Don't just do it once and go with that. I recommend that you try it a few times. Try use a day that's nice and clear, not too much cloud cover, so you get a good Speedo reading. Maybe try something like this. Maybe there's an app on your phone that you can use to try and check your speed. Get someone in a car that's Speedo's either really good or it's got a sat nav on their dash, so that you really know what you're calibrating to. If you know somebody that's got a radar gun or something, maybe they can check your Speedo for you. So if you're interested in one of these, just look up Heel Tech Electronics Speedo Healer. Work out your year and model, order it in, hook it up. It's pretty easy. Follow the instructions. Really can't go too far wrong. Really good for peace of mind, and it costs less than a speeding ticket. Funny story, everyone, I actually did a whole video showing you the whole breakdown of how I did this. Removing the tank, showing you the plug. I recorded the whole damn thing, and it was just before I went away and did the Open Roads Rally. And silly me, didn't download the footage to the computer. Getting ready for the Open Roads Rally, thought better erase my memory cards, so I had plenty of room on them, and erased all my footage. So that's why I didn't do a whole breakdown of me installing this from scratch, because I already did it and erased the footage. But doesn't really matter, you know, your bike might be a little bit different from mine, so there's probably no point in me really showing you trying to find the plug and all that sort of stuff. That's something that'll be different on everyone's bike. Anyway, that's it for me today, everyone. So I hope this video has helped you out, everyone. Ride well, everybody. I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.